A very awesome day, wonderful people. I'm very glad to be with you again after some time. It's nice to see you. Today is yet another beautiful discussion on the English language. I know you're preparing for your examination. Keep on keeping on. Well, today we're going straight to one of the most important topics in English language. One of those topics that when you speak, people know that you're good or you're not. One of those topics that are behind the conversant, erroneous use of many English expressions. That topic that corrects bad spoken English and written English and commend good ones. We want to launch straight to our discussion for today. And that will bring us to Concord. We want to be looking at the various laws and formulas on Concord alongside with rules. So today, what we're looking at, by the end of this lesson, you students should be able to define the concept of Concord. You have to state the various levels, laws, or rules of Concord. You relate with physically and mentally some practical Concord problems. As they come, you'll be able to see them. Maybe you have a piece of paper, you can solve them or mentally do them beforehand. You would also appreciate the symmetry involved in the concordance of subjects and predicates in different dimensions. You would also see how the rules of Concord play out practically. For instance, this sentence I've just made. Today, please note, whenever you see my star, you know that I have something important to let you know. You know, I have some tidbits. I have some rewards I want to give you today. Now look at that sentence. See how the rules of Concord play. Why didn't I say, see how the rules of Concord play? Because this is plural and this is plural as well. I can't use plural and singular. So we see that in the various laws alongside others. You would also relate with some out of the box problems of the English language. Yes, I've been able to note some things you need to know apart from what we're talking about right here. Now, how do we define Concord? Concord is the agreement, symmetry, synergy, and concordance between subjects. And when we mean subject, we're talking about nouns and pronouns and predicates. And when we mean predicates, we're talking about all the kinds of verbs, the primary auxiliary verbs, the modal auxiliary verbs, the anomalous verbs, and the lexical verbs. So you're going to see how Concord agrees with verbs and noun in this respect. Welcome to Law 1. The first law of Concord says that when the subject is singular, the verb must be singular. And what we're talking about, we're looking at the singular noun equals a singular verb as the formula. Look at the examples. You can do that mentally if you try. Ruth like or likes flowing gowns. Ruth is singular and therefore we take likes, which is singular verb. BC has or have good manners. BC is a singular now and we take has, which is singular, not have, that is plural. The pupil was or were awarded a prize. Yes, the pupil is a singular now and we take was, which is a singular verb. Now, you see my star? Yeah. If you are doubting maybe it is true or not, why do we have a prize instead of some prizes? So that will tell you that we are dealing with singular right there. Now the second law of Concord. It posits that when the subject is plural, the predicate must also be plural. And that gives us PN equals to PV. Plural nouns equals plural verb. Now look at the sentence now. Ruth and Clara like or likes flowing gowns. Because we have Ruth and Clara, which are plurals, or which is a plural, we have like. The verb without S, especially in the lexicals, is a simple present tense, is plural. The one without S is plural, flowing gowns. The children has or have good manners. Yeah, the children is a plural now, and we're taking have, which is plural, good manners. And the student was or were rewarded handsomely. The students, of course, is a plural, and we are taking were rewarded handsomely. You eat or eat too much. Now, my star has come. I also have a sentence, I have stroke has been to your house. Now, remember I told you in the last class that you and I do not obey the first and second laws of Concord. You and I are singular plurals. They appear like singulars, but they are treated as plurals. So when we say you, it won't be it. Even if we think it's one person, it will be it too much. If I say I won't say has. Even if I'm talking about one person, I will say have, which is plural. Now, been to your house. I have been to your house. You eat too much, not eat too much. Now, we're looking at the third law, which is called the law of proximity. Now, proximity means nearness, closeness, propinquity, consanguinity, relatedness, something that is blood related close by. And what is the rule? The rule posits that when two subjects are linked or correlated by neither nor or either or, the verb to be used will be determined by the subject nearest to that verb. The subject nearest to that verb. We'll see how that plays out right now, looking at some examples. Either gift or you, is or are to go. Now, the subject that is nearest to the verb, which is and are, is you. And that is pronoun, which is plural, singular plural, that will go either gift or you are to go. We can't say either gift or you is to go. Sometimes, if you want to know if it's correct, you can close all here and say you is to go. Yes, you can't say you are to go. You close from or no. You read the other part to see whether it's in order. These questions are regular occurrence we see them so much in JAMB, we see them in WAEC and other exams. Note that. Second example, neither you nor I has or have eaten. Of course, it comes again, I supposed to be singular, but in this case, I can't say I has eaten. I will say I have eaten because I is a singular plural. But I can say she has eaten. It has eaten. But I can't say I. Even if I mean one person has eaten, I will say have because it does not obey the first law and second law of Concord. It's a disobedient child. The children, you and I, they are disobedient. They don't obey the law. Not that. Look at another example. In my opinion, neither the players nor the coach deserves praise for the result of the match. Yes, what subject is closer to the verb deserve or deserve is the coach, which is singular, and we're going to take deserves, which is singular. For falling out of the youth championship, either the coach or the Eagles is or are to blame. Yes, my stars are all over the round. What subject is closer to the verb is or are? We have Eagles. Eagles now, some people may think is singular. Okay, is Eagles, is plural. No, because they have S there doesn't mean that there is a plural. Eagles, we have a team. This is an example of a collective noun. Just like you have the Black Stars. You can't use them as plural. They are singular, collective. So the Eagles is to blame, singular. For the same reason, either the government or the team players was or were given thanks to. What subject is closer to the verb? It is players. And we take were giving thanks to. Well, let's look at the law 4, concord of percentages and fractions. And what is the rule? When a percentage or fraction is used as the subject of the sentence and it is immediately followed by of, it is a noun or pronoun that comes after the percentage or fraction that controls the verb. Let us see what we're talking the noun or pronoun that comes after the percentage of fraction. Like here we have 3/4, which is a fraction. What now come after 3/4? The church building. The church building, is it singular or plural? It is singular. So 3/4 of the church building was painted by the members the previous day, not were painted. 60% of the physics class is or are improving dramatically. What is the subject closer or that is very close to the verb? It is physics class and is singular. So 50% of the physics class is improving dramatically. 3/4 of the students have been moved. Now, what subject is closer to the verb has and have? We have students, that is plural, and we take have. So it will be 3/4 of the students have moved in. 70% of the tribe speak or speaks French fluently. Now, what subject is closer to the verb here is tribe, and that will be speaks, singular. 16% of the bunch is or are ripe. Of course, 16% of the bunch here is a collective noun. You have other collective nouns like bevy. You have collectives now like group, choir, armada. We're going to see, or we saw that earlier. We're going to see more of that right here. So 16% of the bunch, which is a collective noun used as singular, is ripe. 1/6 of the band is also a collective noun, is separated. We don't use plural for collective nouns. Now, let's look at rule 5, concord of many a or an. When many a or many an is used in a sentence, a singular noun is usually followed and is immediately, we have the verb singular given to it. So we have many a or an plus singular noun plus singular verb. You can't miss the rule. They must go with the singulars. Now, in this sentence, I've given now, try to bring other aspect of English, like I told you, out of the box, so that you may see how you can improve yourself better. Many, we say many a or many an go with what? A singular verb. Many a candidate, singular verb, fails to realize the difference between written and speaking or spoken English. Yes, that sentence is a little bit horrible if you don't look at it properly. So many a candidate, singular, fails to realize a difference, now, not adjective, different, between written, not writing, that's a past perfect, and spoken, of course, perfect English. Look at this also. Many, singular, a, man, singular, has done, of course, perfect, without milk in his tea these days. T-H-E-S-E, days, plural. Many and goes with egg. Many an egg, singular, has been, perfect, of course. When you're saying something perfect is B-E-E-N, but continuous is B-E-I-N-G. Has been eaten, perfect, to E-A-T-N, in this, T-H-I-S, singular, this, not these, T-H-E-S-E, house lately. Now, it is no longer news that many and or a preacher, that would be many a preacher. Of course, A goes with consonant and goes with vowels. To remind you that many a preacher these days, of course, we mentioned that these plural days talk, many a preacher talks too much, singular talks. The lexical verb with S is the one we call the singular, like I've told you earlier. Now, we move on to the concord of double title subject, which is log 6. And what does the rule state? Now, this is an exception to the rule in concord of subordinated subject with particular reference to the rule of and. Of course, we have the subordinators, we have the coordinators. And when we mean coordinators, we mean and when we mean subordinators, we're going to see the examples as well as together with later on. So, it's an exception to the rule. Because when and is used to join two subjects, all of them will be relevant. or when and is used to join two subjects, you know, we say it will be used if the two subjects refer to the same person. Normally, when and join two subjects, we use plural verb. But if we refer to the same person, we will use a singular verb. But when a definite article there precedes the second subject, when we precede means to come before it, separate people are involved and a plural verb will be used. We're going to see how this will play out practically as we go to the slide examples of log 6. Now look at it. The emir and conqueror of the enemy territories, emir and conqueror. This is one person being addressed. No definite article is used to precede the second subject, which will be like conqueror now. And the emir and conqueror of the enemy territory arrive next week. We're talking about one person, it should be arrives, singular. Our principal and chairman, yes, one person of the occasion has just arrived, singular. The founder and pastor of the church, still one person. No definite article used to precede pastor. Church are or is hardworking. No, is hardworking. Now look at this sentence. The president and the owner of the club. Here, two people are involved because the second subject is preceded by a definite article, they. President and the owner of the club believe in fair play. It will be believe because separate people are involved, plural. The leader and the coordinator of the group has or have arrived. Different people will be have. The parent and guardian of Fumi loves or love her. Parent and guardian, same person, loves her. The speaker and the leader of the house speak or speaks fluently. Now the speaker and the leader are different people because it will be plural, which is speak. Yes, when a definite article precedes the second subject, different people are involved and a plural verb must be used. Let's go to law 7. The 7th law of Concord, which is a concord of subordinated coordinators. You could mention exception to the rule earlier. Here we're going to see what the subordinators are and the coordinators. When a coordinator, which is and, is used to join two subjects, both of them will be relevant and a plural verb will be used. But when a subordinator, what do we mean by subordinating conjunctions? We have with, we have as well as, we have together with, alongside with, in conjunction with, and others. When they are used in a sentence, the number of the subject before that subordinator will determine the verb and will be relevant in controlling the verb. That means when it's singular, the verb will be singular. I mean the subject before the subordinator is the one that controls the verb. It will be relevant. And every other subject, whether they are 20, whether they are 10, that come after the subordinator will become irrelevant and will not help in controlling the verb. How do we mean? Look at the examples. Nkechi and Biola, these are two people and are best of friends. Nkechi and Biola are best of friends. The cat and the raven were, plural, friends. Cat and raven, two different people. Now look at this. The principal and director coordinate the school. Principal and director are two different people, so they cannot coordinate. They coordinate the school. April and June has or have the same number of days. April and June, two separate months. They have the same number of days. Now look at the principal with the teachers are or is having a meeting. Now with is a subordinated conjunction. So the first now principal will control the verb. If it is singular, the verb will singular. If it's plural, the verb will be plural. Whether teachers or any other thing that will come after it will not help in controlling the verb and will be irrelevant. So we say the principal with the teachers is having a meeting. Yes, the principal. Her mother, as well as her siblings, love or loves her. Her mother is singular, as well as is a subordinating conjunction. And whatever now that comes after it will be relevant, whether siblings or anything. We have her mother, singular, loves her. The director, alongside the staff, students, and the proprietor has or have arrived. Alongside is just a subordinated conjunction. Whether you have the staff, students, the proprietors, the parents, bring everybody together, they will never help in controlling the verb. The first subject will control the verb and will be relevant at all times. So the director, alongside the staff, has arrived. Kelvin, together with his relatives and friends, was or were affected. Together with is also a subordinating conjunction, and Kelvin is singular. So whatever comes after Kelvin is irrelevant. Now, Kelvin, together with his relatives or friends, was affected. Yes, singular, was. It can be where. Now let's look at Law 8, Concord of number. When number is used as a subject and is followed by of, it takes a plural verb when preceded by an indefinite article, a or an, and a singular verb when preceded by the definite article, the. Note again, when a comes before a number, it means several or many. But when the precedes the number, it refers to a specific number and is seen as a unit. Let's see example. A number of students have or has missed the opportunity to re-register. A number of students. Now here, a, what is it referring to? Look at what we say. When a is used, the definite article, and we see it is referring to several or many, but when the is used, it's referring to a singular person. Now look at it, a number of students, it will be have, because have is plural, not has missed the opportunity to register. Now the number of students is singular. The definite article precedes the number of candidates in Lagos is 40,000. A number of girls was or were trained for the task. A number of girls is just a plural. It was were trained for the task. The number of cattle in the market, the number is singular because definite article precedes number, has will be the answer, not have. The number of participants at this year's event, the number is singular. Show or shows is singular verb, singular lexical verb, the level of awareness. A number of senators, plural. A, indefinite article, coming before number, makes it plural. A number of senators listen, not listens to advice, thereabouts. Now let's go to Law 9, relative concord. We call it the law of relativity. He said, when a relative pronoun comes immediately after a noun or pronoun, the first verb will be controlled by the noun or pronoun, which the relative pronoun is referring to. And what do we mean by relative pronouns? We have which, who, that, whose. These are relative pronouns. So when any of them is used immediately after a noun, the first verb will be controlled by the noun or pronoun, which the relative pronoun is referring to. Yes. While the second verb, if any, will be the number of the beginning at the beginning of the sentence. You're going to see the practical form. One of the rioters or rioter who was or were arrested yesterday have or has been relieved. One of the rioters. We're talking about one of them. The plural now is used because it's one out of many rioters. Who were? We're still talking about the one that the subject is referring to. Were arrested yesterday. Then, since it is one of them, the last verb now will be determined by the number at the beginning of the sentence, which is one, has been released. So we say one of the rioters who were arrested yesterday has been released, one of them. Now, two of the boy or boys who play or plays in our premises like or likes me. Yes, two of the boys, of course, two of the boys. And who play? Of course, the boys play. They don't place in our premises. What do? two of them, yet you refer to the subject at the beginning of a sentence, which is plural, it will be like, which is plural. One of the cars that was or were stolen cost 7 million naira. One of the cars, yes, one out of many cars that see the cars were stolen. Now one of them costs singular 7 million naira. One of our teacher or our teachers who taught us last year deserves commendation. One out of many of your teachers who taught you last year deserves, yes, one of them deserves commendation. One of the staff members or staff member that speak or speaks fine needs encouragement. One of the staff, you know, familiar, a lot of staff members, one of the staff members, not staff member, that speak, yes, one of them that speaks, not speak, speak is plural, fine, needs, yes, still one, needs one, encouragement in that regard. Please note that the what determines the last verb is what we have at the beginning of the sentence. If it is singular, the verb is singular, and if it's plural, the verb will be plural. Now let's look at the law 10, concord of time, distance, money, and measurement. We have TD, MM, or anything that resembles it. So when a plural noun is used as a subject of a sentence, it will take the singular verb if it refers to time, distance, money, or measurement, irrespective of its plurality resemblance. As long as it's talking about time, distance, and measurement, please use a singular verb if it is plural. Now, what are those plural nouns relating to time? Seconds, minutes, hours, days, weeks, months, years, decades, centuries. They all have S. It may appear to a layman as if it is an aberration or they are plurals, and that should be used as plural. But the law says no. As long as they are referring to time, distance, and money, we have to use the singular verb. We're going to look at plural nouns relating to distance. So you know, anywhere you see them in exams, anywhere, you have to note them. We have, when it comes to distance, we have meters, kilometers, miles. We have, come to money, we have dollars, shillings, pounds, pesewas from Ghana, nairas, cedis from Ghana. A measurement, we have grams, kilometers, years, liters, and we have acres. As I noted, all of them have S. Will you say because they have S, they have to be plural? The law says so. Look at it. $60 million has not have been spent on the project. Only 40 kilometers of the journey is not are left. We shall get there soon. 10 years of lace is not are all I need from my husband. 20 minutes was not where spent on registration of participant. 2 hours was not where used for the meeting proper. 4 weeks is. Look at that 2 hours. It's very possible someone said 2 hours were used. 2 hours. 2 hours, yes, was used. Time takes singular verb anywhere it comes. For the meeting proper. 4 weeks, not are, is enough for the police to conclude their investigation. 4 weeks. 10 liters of fuel was not where used today. 15 years has gone by. You can't say 15 years have gone by. It's 15 years has singular gone by without seeing no sign of you again. 15 years has gone by without seeing no sign of you again. Law 11 takes off the concord of collectives. And when any of the collective is used as the subject of the sentence and it is followed by of, please, it goes with a plural noun and a singular verb. When I say collectives, what do I mean? We mean the collective nouns, armada. I have armada of worship. Hard. We have herd of cattle. Nest of snakes. Pack, we have pack of monkeys, pack of cars. Troop, troop of soldiers. Congregation of worshippers. Troop, we have troop of dancers. Ambush of tigers. Pride of lions. Herd, also had her repeating itself of cattle. We have tribe of natives. Hood of snails. We have ostentations, we have constellation, we have fleet, we have choir of singers, we have bouquet of flowers, we have entourage. These are what we call collectives, and when they are used in a sentence, we usually follow them with a plural noun and a singular verb. Now look at the example. A troop of dancers or dancer are or is enough for the occasion. What do we have here? A troop here, dancers, plural, is, because it's singular, collective. A bunch of keys or key, yes, bunch of keys, was picked up by one of the passers-by, not passer-by, passers-by. Many people moving about. A tribe of native or natives. Yeah, a tribe of natives. Whole singular, their meetings here every month. A fleet of sheep or ships. We have a fleet of sheep. Sheep here is plural, sheep. When it comes to animal, we have sheep, plural, but sheep here is singular with the S. We have plural. So a fleet of ships. In this case, we will not see sheep as a plural, like in the case of animals. But when it comes to vessels that float on the water, we have singulars and plural. Arrive or arrives the harbor tomorrow. Yes, a fleet of ships arrives there because we have fleet singular. A herd of cattle, yes, herd of cattle, not cattle, plenty of them, grazes, singular, by the riverside. A staff of workers or workers, yes, a staff of workers has or have been paid. But when you use staff, staff is a collective, staff is large, especially staff of a particular company. You make sure you make it plural, just like other words that don't use plurals, like we mentioned, like furniture the other time. It's been a wonderful time. I want you to know that when we talk about Concord, Concord is a symmetry or agreement between two a subject and a predicate. And in most laws, the different laws we have are hinged on the two laws. When the subject is singular, the verb will be singular. When the subject is plural, the verb will be plural. Please go through them. Note them very well. They are very good learning material that you can use to help your spoken and written English. I love you all. May God continue to bless all of you. Till we meet again, I remain your one and only Mr. Mwabara Good News. I love you all. Remain blessed.